Well, welcome back to Barawa, here at the centre of the Lumini province, about 7 miles away from the Indian border. And well, it's the second match of the day, and it is the 5th and 6th playoff, the big one. Push Sports Delhi versus the Armed Police Force, playing for 5th place match, and the result of the toss is that Push Sports Delhi won the toss a little early on and have elected to bat first. And they'll have first use of the pitch this afternoon. Delighted to be joined by Paresh Lahani alongside me, former captain of Nepal, and also he's played over 90 games for the country. Lovely to see you here, Paresh.
Yeah.
Very hot, of course, isn't it, the conditions?
Yeah, it's very hot, and the wind. It's the hot wind.
Yeah, hot wind indeed. Let's have a look at the two sides. Push Sports Delhi, Mayank Gupta, Mrigank Patak, captain and wicketkeeper Aditya Jain. He's gone nicely in this tournament. Abhishek Agarwal, Anindo Nare, still looking for a little bit of a performance from him. Pranay Prasad, Isham Pandey, Vivesh. I'll just come back to those graphics in a second. But umpires going out.
R.C. Pandey and S. Shahi are the field umpires. Vinay Kumar Jha, the TV umpire. And the match referee, Satyajit Sarkar.
And yeah, we're just having a look at the wind. We'll have those fixed teams again. So yeah, Vivesh Sarara, Sahura, Harsham Phogat, Sparsh, Rakesh Kumar Pandit. And then the Armed Police Force, Pradeep Airy, captain and wicketkeeper. Both captains and wicketkeepers today. Nandan Yadav, Sumit Maharan, Bhuvan Karki, Sandeep Jora, Asham Bam, Amar Singh Rutella, Deepak Bahara, Lokesh Bam, Puran BK, and Bipin Khatri. Huddle for the Armed Police Force, who've won just the one game so far in this tournament. And that's why they're in this position. And yeah, there's the weather.
Yeah, there's the temperature, 39 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God.
And precipitation is 0%, wind 24 kilometers per hour, and humidity 17%. Look at the temperature, 39 degrees here in Bhairava at almost 2 o'clock, 2 p.m.
Yes, we were very lucky enough to have dinner with Peru, the coach of the Push Sports Delhi last night. It was lovely to catch up with him, talk about the progress of this academy, all the plans for the future, all the age groups they run. They've got a big tour to England coming up this summer where they're playing, well, some of the most incredible schools in the country. They're playing Eton, a school that's been around for about 700 years, and Harrow on that tour. Wonderful opportunity for the young ones. But that'll be their tour. I think they're taking under-13s and under-15s over to England this summer. But it's wonderful to see the academy boys here, and they've equipped themselves well, haven't they, Paresh?
Yeah, it has been a wonderful tournament. Fantasy Akara Pro Club Championship 2022. And 4 teams from the outside of the country and 4 teams from Nepal. The 4 teams being Delhi, Dhaka, Malaysia 11 and UP 11. And the Nepali teams, 3 departmental teams, Army, Police and Armed Police Force. And of course the home team, CAR 11.
Yes, a really exotic international tournament. It's been just wonderful to be a part of, I have to say. Nandan Yadav will take the new ball. Up from the top here. Up from the pavilion end. And the opening batsman will be Aditya Jain, who's the man on strike. Just 17. Performances have tailed away a touch, averaging 23, but highest of 33 in the tournament. He's gone very nicely. Highest of 38, sorry, averaging just 18. And down the other end, just looking at that wind, has really kicked up actually. Going from left to right as we have a look. Nandan Yadav get us underway First ball of the afternoon in this big one. 5th versus 6th. Defending Zaditcha Jain quite nicely.
Yeah, Nandan Yadav starting with a very good ball right on the money. His first ball, and very well defended by the batsman Aditya Jain.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the way in which he's gone about his business. Chatting to the coach last night, Peru, over a libation or two. Thinks he's got plenty of promise, especially a number of others in the various age groups at the academy. Terrific to see them get the opportunity here. Away on the leg side, and they're thinking about a single, and actually really impressed with this actually, because the other man they brought out to the middle hasn't had the greatest of tournaments thus far. An Indo Naharai, just 15 years of age, 15 years and 21 days. And he's yet to score a run in the tournament so far, but I think really good from the coach to give him an opportunity, and good from the captain to get him up at the top of the order where he can have a little look at the bowling. Very talented, well thought of left-hander. Sharp for LBW, that's not a million miles away. I think just missing on the angle.
Yeah, I thought that, so yeah, pretty much high, I think. And the field, they have a slip, a floating slip, and a catching gully, back of point cover, mid off, mid on, and deep square leg goes back, and fine leg comes into the circle. Because he's bowling in swings, I think that is why the square leg field is going back to the boundary. He's tried to play that shot, which goes to the square leg region.
He's got that one away into the gap on the onside. There is a man out, understandably out there at deep mid wicket. They'll get through for just a single to start off with.
I think that fielding change is a good move for Jain. He tends to play that shot. 3 dot balls and a single in 4 balls off the first over. They're off the mark. The Push Sports Delhi, 1 for no loss.
An opportunity here for an Indo Naharai. He's got a couple of ducks so far. No doubt he'll be on that tour to England a little later on this summer. And what an opportunity these youngsters have, playing against the most famous schools in the world, Eton and Harrow, both of which are about 1,000 years old. Incredible cricketing history. Looking to cut that outside the off stump. A little bit of bounce. Nandan Yadav.
Yeah, there's a slip and gully, and I think it's 5th slip. And he's trying to guide the ball. That's not a good shot.
Yeah, he's not a big lad. Just trying to run it down through third man. But great for his confidence. If he did get a score in this game. Refreshments arrive in the commentary box, which is absolutely marvellous. Oh, is it gone? Oh, it's just, I think, fallen short. A little bit of a nibble outside the off stump. We'll have to have another little look at that and see if it carried. Judging by the body language, it might well have done.
Bhuvan Kaki was the fielder there. Oh, I think he dropped it. Yeah, that's a drop. Regulation gully catch.
Well, that could have been 3 ducks in 3, which would have been horrible for the young man. End of the over. 1 without loss.
Bhuvan Kaki comes from the market end. The left arm, orthodox.
Yeah, just looking at the highest run card there. Rohit Pardal, 190, 80, best score of 80 not out. Highest of the tournament, that score. Verandeep Singh with 66, well, his highest, 120 runs for him. 117 for Bazir Ahmed. And Pradeep Singh Eri, 86, the best of 54. Bim Sharkey is next up with 75 with a best of 26. But yeah, Rohit Patil is miles ahead on those numbers. Push out on the offside. Yeah, Karki's bowled well through the course of this tournament. One of the many left armers that's prospered. Looking to go up and over the offside. Gets a thin edge and a run away for 4 through third man. Not exactly where he intended, but he'll take it.
Yeah, that was a very sharp turn. He slashed into it, got the outside edge. Because he slashed it so hard, it went over the slip's head for a boundary.
Yeah, got himself in a good position to open up the offside. Did enough with it. Just defended on that occasion. American-style cream and onion snacks arrived in the box. Thank you, Andrew. Very kind indeed. One boundary off the over so far. Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Frees the arms and rattles the sight screen. First 6 of the afternoon. Aditya Jain is at it again.
Yeah, it was a very clean hit. Let's look at this. Comes down the track, on the up. It's the electronic screen there. Luckily, it's not damaged.
Probably knocked a couple of pixels out, I'd imagine. Terrific batting. Looks to go through the onside on that occasion. Turn away from the right-hander.
Yeah, after playing such a good shot, why does he have to try and play across the line? Most of the batsmen we've seen in this tournament have done that.
He does haul it away on the onside, and that is a good shot, because he gets a slightly fuller length to have a look at. There's Aditya Jain. Couple of bounces over mid-wicket. Calculated batting.
2 overs gone. It's 15 for no loss. And by the way, I got my answer.
Just look at another look at that one. Terrific hands. Couple of bounces.
Virendip Singh leading wicket takers there. Virendip Singh, 4 matches, 4 innings, 10.4 overs with 9 wickets at best of 5 for 9. That last over.
That'll be a wide. A great start for the over by Nandan Yadav.
Yeah, try to bowl a leg cut across the line, across the left-hander. Bowled it a bit wider, and with the angle of the hand, the ball went even wider, out of that wide mark. But he has bowled very well in this tournament, Nandan Yadav.
Nicely played by Anindo Naharai, who needs a little time at the crease. He's got 9,000 runs in youth cricket so far, in his career so far, which is pretty impressive. Must have been playing from about the age of 3, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's very impressive. He's 14 years of age, and he has already scored 15 years of age, sorry, and he's already scored 9,000 runs in India.
Brace of ducks, though. Love to improve on that.
Hard lengths. Nandan Yadav is bowling at, not giving enough room for the batsman to free his arms. Yeah, we were talking about Nandav getting to the national side. The coach, the head coach, may be watching him very closely.
I think he might have edged that into the floor, though, outside the off stump. Living on slightly precarious ground here. So I think soft hands, should be generous. Soft hands saved him on that occasion.
Yeah, Nandan Yadav bowling good balls, off cutters, leg cutters, good lengths as well to the left-hander. Only one wide of this over so far.
Plays it nicely. They'll get through for a very sharp single. I think Aditya Jain would have been miles out had that have hit. A terrific throw by Bhuvan Karki at backward point. He's off the mark for the tournament. So that's terrific stuff for Nindo Naharai. Precarious single.
The current rate is not bad. It's 6.38. Nandan Yadav with the fifth ball of this over.
Swing and a miss. A bit shorter, a little bit slower.
Yes, Aditya Jain had a very big heave on that, but couldn't connect it. Missed it completely.
The umpires, has he lost his cap down there, hat down there? Oh, hello. Little tuk-tuk's just arrived as well. It's all going on.
The ball hasn't reached the boundary, but the umpire's hat went to the boundary. Funny scenes there.
Yeah. He's now holding on to it down there at Square Leg. Yeah, serious wind, actually. Left to right, and this has been the direction of the wind for the last couple of days. It's going right to left as we look out. At the beginning and the start of the week. 39 degrees. Hot. Big shot. Just about cleared the infield. There's Aditya Jain. They'll get back for a couple. That's a percentage option because that ball's right up there, isn't it? In his swinging arc. End of the over. 90 without loss after 3. Ticking over, but nothing particularly dramatic. Aditya Jain's done the bulk of the scoring. A couple of boundaries to him and a 6 as well. 17 off 12. He's up there with his strike rate through the course of this tournament thus far. on strike. Yeah, economy rates of 2.5. And Bhuvan Karki took a bit of a hammering in his first over, 14 coming from it. Amar Singh Rotella is into the attack. He's had a pretty useful all-round tournament for the Armed Police Force.
Starts off with a very good ball right on the money.
Yeah, 2 for 59. Economy of 5.36. He's bowled 11 overs in the tournament thus far. Right arm round the left armour. Just not tying down the grounds.
Yeah, Nahare tried to pull the shot, but the ball hurried into him. Couldn't get the timing right. Straight back to the bowler.
Chopped to backward point. Better timing there from Nahare.
He has been unable to time the ball because he comes from Delhi, and in Delhi's wicket the ball comes nicely to the bat. In this wicket the ball doesn't come, so he's hitting the ball. No timing whatsoever, because this is a very, very slow wicket.
Yeah, looks a bit of a touch player. Needs to hit the gaps if he can. Played a couple of nice looking shots. No power as yet. Looking to pull away on the onside. Just goes back to the keeper. Another dot. Pressure just beginning to build. 5 dots so far.
Yeah, tries to pull that ball again, but the ball hurried into him, pulled it straight to the bowler's hand.
He's waited there and chopped it straight in the hands of backward point. And well, they got a run on this occasion. This poor trot in the tournament continues. And Indo Naharai goes for 1.
Let's look at the replay. Straight to gully. Beautifully taken.
Yeah, 19 for 1 after 4 overs. The next man in, wheeling his bat on the way in, is Ishant Pandey. Average of 14.33 in the competition so far. Top score of 21. So he has had a knock. Ditcher Jain, though, will be the man that will retain the strike.
Nandan Yadav is going to continue his third over.
Yeah, I think it's a nice opportunity for him. Get a bit of rhythm up here from the pavilion end. Yeah, just the one slip. It's quite a wide-ish slip, and Ditcher Jain just like to whack it in the onside. And they put a little short mid-wicket as well as the man back on the fence at square leg. Oh, he might be in trouble here. Oh, just over the outstretched hands of Sandeep Jora just down there. And will it go for 4? It does. Oh, what could have been a wicket ends up with a boundary.
I think he misjudged it. Sumit Maharjan, was it? Yes, it was.
just his strength is the only reason he's managed to get it up and over mid-on. Yeah, the timing might have been a problem.
Yeah, I think he misjudged it.
Oh, a little one that cuts back. Hits him amidships. Just held it back a touch. Nice bit of bowling from Nandan Yadav.
Hasn't shown any kind of pain or anything. A big fella. A 17-year-old Aditya Jain, a big unit. He's only 17, mind you.
Pummeled. Straight to the man though, no real timing.
Actually, these batsmen are not judging the pace of the ball. They've played here in 3 league matches, and still they haven't been able to judge the ball, the pace of the wicket. That is why when you pull, it's going straight to mid-off or mid-on or straight to the bowler.
Oh, that hat's gone again. Second time. Oh God, what's that for? That's the second time that hat has disappeared to the boundary ropes. That wind is kicking up. Just as well, though, with 39 degrees. Oh, nice little off-cutter again.
Yeah, because of this wind, it's pretty hard for the broadcast. The production unit AP1 HD
looking for a big shot away on the onside again. Single-handed, no my word, look at the wind. It is a job. Chair all over the place up there. Honestly, terrific effort just to hang on in there up there on the gantry. Not for the faint-hearted, it's safe to say. Proper wind going across the ground. He's making it a little cooler, thankfully. Nice line again from Yadav. He's been impressive. End of the over, 5 gone. Push Sports Delhi 24 for 1. .24 for 1 is the card. Jain not out 22 off 17. He's going quite nicely. He's the man on strike. It's waiting for it. Rotella will continue up from the market end.
Yeah, Rotella bowling extremely well here. It was a wicket made in the first over he bowled.
Or push, lucky. Push down the ground, just a one bounce.
Yeah, Bhuvan Karki, the fielder there. At mid-off.
Short and swung away. There's man back there on the rope at fine leg. They'll get through for a single. Just the one loss so far. Lindo Naharai. Well, they've learned plenty from this experience, the young man. Amazing opportunity to play in a tournament of this calibre. Just the start of his journey.
Ishan Pandey getting ready to face Amar Singh Rotella.
Down the track, chipping in the offside, finding the gap. Lots of oohs and ahs there.
Bipin Khatri, the fielder there. Cuts it down for a single. And Aditi Jain is on strike. They have to keep moving around now, rotate the strike. Just don't play any dot balls.
It's been starved of the strike a bit. Don't bowl that. Lovely shot down the ground by Aditya Jain. His fourth boundary. Terrific batting this. Right in the slot.
Yes, that was a half volley. Beautifully driven. Down to long off for a boundary. Bhuvan Karki had no chance. It was hit like a trace of bullet.
He's got a big heave away on the onside. It will land one bounce. They'll get back for a couple as the man sweeps up out on the boundary. Didn't quite get as much as he'd like to have on that occasion.
Yeah, at the end of the power play, the push Sports Delhi, they are 32 for 1.
We saw 139 runs in the first game, which was set by the UP 11. That equals the the first equal with the Nepal Army Club, who set 139 a little earlier in the tournament in their first game. Never seen anybody break the 140 barrier. I think it's safe to say we're unlikely to see that today, but you never know. You never know. You can pick up runs outside the power play.
Yeah, Bhuvan Karki changed his end. 10 runs given in his first over. Comes to bowl his second spell.
He's got the conditions to battle with. He's got a left-hander on strike. When the wind's sweeping across, which isn't exactly going to help his little left armers. Lovely bit of flight. Shout for LBW as that's tickled round the corner.
Yeah, leg byes given by the umpire. Big shout by Bhuvan Kagi for the leg before, but the umpire was not excited about it.
Not overly enamoured by that particular appeal. Now Aditya Jain, he's got 29. Can he just keep pushing on? Because if they're to get a challenging total, you feel he's got to be a big part of this. Another shout for LBW. He's got a big stride down the pitch. Paresh has seen enough of that one. Talk us through this one, Paresh.
Well, I thought it was very adjacent.
I'll get a view of that in a minute. Yeah, plays a straight bat on this occasion. Slightly more sensible option.
Yeah, very well bowled by Bhuvan Kagi, getting the drift in and ball straightening up.
He's got hold of that. Oh, in the deep. One bounce. On the sweep. Another boundary to Aditya Jain. His fifth.
Yeah, he moves to 33 now. Beautifully done.
First boundary of the over. He goes up to 33. Got to bat deep if he can. Lovely shot down the ground. Will he go? He does. Terrific catch. Sundeep Jora just down below us. Well, I asked him to bat deep and he goes the next ball. Oh, Paresh. There goes another one.
Yeah, Johnny. Whenever we talk about the batsman going long, the next ball they get out.
As Andrew would say, he is gone. Was he gone? Gone. Gone. That's the one. Off he goes, Aditya Jain. There's been a nice little cameo again. He's got into the 20s and 30s, but he hasn't gone on. He'll be disappointed. He's got a lot of talent, it seems to me. A lot of confidence for a young man as well. Good catch. Kaki gets his first. 37 for 2.
Let's look at the catch again. Try to hit it inside out, but it's straight too long off. He was trying to play, I think, the extra cover region. That is why he gave himself room and tried to play inside out shot.
Well, here comes the skipper. Need a hand from him, you feel. 37 for 2. One more ball of the 7th to come. Just settling into a position, just lie with his options. Punched off the back foot. Single to the total. And at the end of the 7th, Push Sports Delhi are 37 for 2. And we'll have a commentary change with Andrew Leonard joining us in the commentary box.
Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you, Tony. It's the battle for 5th place here at the Fantasy Alaka Pro Club Championships. A game I like to refer to as the Byrawa Bowl. And who's going to take it down? Will it be the home side or will it go south of the border? This morning, third place alongside 50,000 rupees went south of the border. Which way is this one going, Paresh?
Well, it's pretty hard to say it. Deepak Bora into the attack from the market end.
It is funny to think that all of the three classification matches, if you will, the Byrawa Bowl here for 5th place, the 3rd place playoff this morning, and the grand finale of the Fantasy Adaka Pro Club Championships tomorrow, they've all involved one home team and one away team. And that grand finale tomorrow, there's a bit of breaking news. I only bring you breaking news, Paresh. And this is a big piece of news. The grand final of the Fantasy Akara Pro Club Championships tomorrow on Super Saturday. We've got a change in start time, so listen carefully. 11:30 a.m. will be the kickoff time here. If you're one of the fans looking to come down to the ground, or if you're watching live on AP1 HD and on VU Sports around the globe, will be on air from 11:15 a.m. So that's Super Saturday. We've got an earlier start. No lie-in for us, no rest for the wicked. And we will be bringing you every ball of what is set up to be a brilliant final. I think the two sides are too evenly matched to call. The CAR 11, they won the first battle between the two sides, but since then Malaysia have probably been the form side in the tournament. So will the trophy, the inaugural trophy, will it stay here in Nepal, or is it going to go to Kuala Lumpur, to Malaysia, with the Malaysian 11? 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, on air from 11:15 a.m. on AP1 HD live.
Well said, John. Lenny.
You just called me Johnny there, Paresh.
I said Lenny.
Okay. I thought you said Johnny. I just like calling you Tony, Paresh. It's my favourite nickname of all time. The Nepali Tony Gregg. That's what they call him.
Thanks for the compliment.
So back to the action. It's the Byrawa Bowl for 5th. Push Sports Delhi against the Armed Police Force. The men in orange have not had a good tournament. And the Push Sports Delhi team, they've been really unlucky to find themselves in 5th v 6. The only team who's won 2 games in the tournament that did not advance to the semi-finals. Head coach Puru Singh and his young cricketers, they've been pretty impressive. Sliding piece of fielding, will end up keeping it to a single. He was a bit all over the place there, Ayushman Bam.
And throws the ball over Bhuvan Kaki's head, almost an overthrow.
But I think Coach Puru Singh has an awful lot to be proud of with his young cricketers, the way they've conducted themselves, the way they've competed. They're almost entirely playing against cricketers older than them. They've learnt, they've got better and better throughout the tournament. The one defeat they went down to, they were pretty unfortunate to get the wrong end of the stick, but 2 wins from 3 games. Oh, this thuds into the pad. Given! It was a big, long appeal. Paresh Lahani was shaking his head saying, no, that's not out. But the umpire's finger has gone up, and Bhuvan Karki has struck after an expensive initial 2 overs. The change of ends has worked for him.
Yeah. It's marginal, but, well, it's umpire's call. Now, Push Sports Delhi. Let's look at that again. Yeah, I think it's pretty adjacent, but the ball was angling in. Pathak, the captain, going for 1 of 4 balls. 8.2 overs, 43 for 3 in the Post Sports Delhi.
We've been talking all week about the hunt for 140. We finally hit the 40 degrees mark. The temperature has been getting hotter and hotter. I think we started out around 28, 29 at the start of the tournament. And like an oven temperature, just gradually being turned up bit by bit. We've ended up tipping 40 degrees.
That's pretty well bowled by Vaughan Kaki. Played it well. Defended the ball to extra cover.
Yes, run scoring's been difficult in these conditions. It's not been a batter's paradise, to say the least. But the thing that's been interesting for me is just the scale of swings. We've seen some batters come in and make it look pretty easy and hit some big sixes, and then others just haven't been able to get anything on it.
Yeah, it's all because of the approach. Good run taken there. The fielder was caught on his heels there.
And I think our Gold Star Award of the week goes to our cameraman up there. There he is there. He's been grinding it out in the most difficult of circumstances. Believe it or not, that red chair chipped up. Oh, going to be another wicket. It's a really soft one as well. Ishan Pandey has just chipped it up. He hasn't had the tournament he liked. The left-hander coming back to Nepali soil after 45 days down at the academy, and this is a really soft dismissal.
Yeah, it was a good ball, and Bipin Khatri doesn't miss those. Simple catch. Ishan Pandey goes for 5. And Push Sports Delhi after 9, they are 43 for 4.
So after such a promising start, it's almost been a pattern, Paresh, hasn't it? Lots of teams have got off to reasonably good starts, and even when they've gone off flying like a jet engine, in over 6 to 20, no one's really found the going easy and scored regularly.
Yes, we saw that in the first match, that UP 11 had a very flying start. 10 overs. Their rate in the power play was over 10.
Where are they looking from here, Push Sports? Surely up north of 3 figures at least?
Yeah, at least you have to get a total of 100 or 105 if possible. But this is the 10th over and they are just 44 for 4. It's a big ask.
This one, I think it might have evaded everything. Pradeep Airi sits there with a folded pair of arms, wondering what exactly has happened, but what has happened is it's 4 boys against his name as the wicketkeeper. Pretty poor piece of cricket, 4 extras to the total.
Yeah, it went in between his legs. I think he came up a bit early than he should have.
Oh, beautifully bowled and off an outside edge onto the pad and just shy of the dive of first slip. All happening that delivery, Paresh.
Yeah, all happening there. Oh, it came off Pradeep Airi's leg.
Nicely bowled, just beats the attempted drive and through to the gloves of the keeper. That one's kept a bit low, isn't it? Probing stuff from Bahara, good stuff in his 2 overs so far. Gets us to the halfway stage of the first innings. Players are going to go off for a drink. We'll take a short break in the commentary box. 10 gone. It's 48 for 4.
उता मात्रै लाउनु उता
So a little look there at the state of play. 3 wickets for Bhuvan Karki now. 1 for Amar Singh Rotella. They've been disappointing this tournament, the Armed Police Force. I didn't think they were ever in with a shout of getting to the semi-finals the way they played. They were heavily outplayed, weren't they, in Group B?
Yeah, they were heavily outplayed.
The Army Club and other Pradesh sides who finished 3rd and 4th in the competition. We thought that might have been the stronger of the 2 groups, Group B, but it's ended up with the 2 finalists have come from Group A.
Yeah. The UP11 and Nepal Army. I thought they were the best teams of the lot.
Just missed a beautiful Yeti Airlines plane, our airlines partner, going through the sky. Johnny and myself will be jumping onto one of those tomorrow evening, getting back with the Yeti Airlines crew up to Kathmandu. We've got about 48 hours left in Kathmandu. Stuff of dreams, that, isn't it? Back to the great capital city.
Yeah. 10 whole days here.
In 10 days in Barawa. It's been hot. Plenty of action on the pitch as well. Lots of wickets we've commentated on. Some really good individual batting efforts. Some excellent fielding. Maybe the catch of the tournament yesterday. Held on to by Rajesh Pilami Magar. And some big upsets as well. And as the Eagle soars over us, looking for his next bit of prey, Karki nearly has a fourth.
Yes, he's bowling very well today. Bhuvan Karki, 22 for 3 in his last over.
Just makes such sense to have changed the ends, doesn't it? The wind he's getting, drifting that ball in, has made a huge difference to Karki. And he's right on the money. And won't have overthrows because long on gets in quickly enough to keep it to a single. We're going to have 17 matches over the course of these 9 days. It's all building up beautifully to the 17th and final game tomorrow.
Yes, it has been a successful tournament so far. We have seen good cricket all round.
Big appeal and given. I just wonder whether or not this has come off the bat. That's what the batter seems to indicate. Mayank Gupta, he's not happy at all. He has to be careful. But the noise I heard initially, albeit from a long way away, was bat. Could have been the pad. Karki was convinced. The finger went up. Let's take a look. What's happened here?
Yeah, there was an inside edge.
Well, I think real misfortune here for Mayank Gupta. He's disconsolate walking off because he's hit it into his foot. May well have been going on with the line to hit the stumps, but if it hits the bat first, you can't be out LBW. But that doesn't matter. The umpire's finger's gone up, and that is the 5th wicket. It's 50 for 5 in the 11th. That decision has really swung the Barawa bowl towards the home side. They're in the battle for 5th, and the Armed Police Force are gunning down their opponents at the moment.
Exact words to describe that.
Bhuvan Karki, who I don't think has bowled quite as well as he would have liked during this tournament. He only picked up 4 wickets coming into today. He's going to finish with a 4-wicket haul. His best figures of the tournament, he takes 4 for 23. The change of ends was absolutely critical to that. And with 11 gone, it's 50 for 5. Look at the wickets tumble. 37, 42, 43 and now 50. And no surprise to see more left arm spin into the game. It's the never-ending factory line supply of Nepali left arm spinners. And into the attack comes another one. Oh God, a mix-up. It's going to be number 6. Bipin Khatri drags down a long hop. One batsman says yes, the other says no. It felt a bit like it was Ian Terrence Botham and Sir Geoffrey Boycott out there. And instead of Botham running out Boycott, Botham's run out himself here. That's the 6th one to fall.
Yeah, let's look at the replay. Total mix up there.
He has stitched him up, hasn't he? He really has. Abhishek has turned his back on his partner and said, "I'm sorry, mate, you're done." 2 wickets in the space of 3 balls. This one's come from a run out. The first delivery, Bipin Khatri's bowled. The score, 50 for 6.
Yeah, again, the run out. Silly run out. Vishesh Sarohua, the new man in.
Oh, here comes another plane in. I think it's another Yeti Airlines one as well. Where is this one coming from? Right over the ground. We're right in the flight path here at the Barrowa Cricket Stadium. There it is. That's a beautiful Yeti Airlines plane coming into land. Bipin Khatri. Is there a chance here for the Armed Police Force to drive home their advantage, bowl out the side from Delhi?
Yeah, very good chance for that. Look at that drift and turn. Bipin Khatri, apart from the first ball that he dragged down the pitch, he's bowling very well.
Driven into the offside, should be just the single.
Puran BK is the fielder there at sweeper cover.
Outside edge, straight to backward pointer. Oh man, just towards the 3rd man position. Good tight start for Khatri. Just the 1 run coming from that over. And the score, 51 for 6.
Look at the wind blow. Look at those flags. They're dancing around. Amar Singh Rautela coming from the pavilion's end.
Maybe a quick single, isn't it, for the 2 batters who have got to rebuild here. Have to find a way back into the game. Need at least 100 surely.
They've still got 7.5 overs remaining and they are just 52 for 6 wickets down. That has always been the case so far. Bowling well, Amar. 2.2 overs, 1 maiden, 9 for 1. Amar Singh Rautela.
Short and wide this, but got away with it really. It's right outside the guide wide lines. Pradeep Irie, he loves shine at the stumps, doesn't he? Whenever the ball comes through to him. Quick single, direct hit would have been gone. Even without the direct hit, I think this could be gone anyway. The fielder celebrates. Irie's pretty confident. Have they just lost their 7th? Push Sports Delhi, what's happening out there?
Yeah, I think he's probably a bit short. We'll have to see the replay. Sandeep Zora, the fielder. A very quick glove work by Pradeep Irie there to dislodge those bails. Yeah, he's gone.
Brilliant from Pradeep Irie to get up that quickly, whip the bails off, which are clearly gone there. We might need to take one more angle just to give the umpires a hand, but I'm pretty sure he is short. Just kind of blindsided. Brilliant athletic. It was Sandeep Jora, wasn't it? Magnificent fielder. That's the 7th wicket to fall.
Yeah, he was very short.
Umpire still having a think about this. And out, out, out. And the finger going up is raised. And that's going to be the end for Sahora. The score 53 for 7. One more look at it here, Pradesh.
Yeah, that was clean out. A very well done by the fielder there, Zora. And a very quick glove work by Pradeep Irie. Look at the quickness of Zora and the throw right over the wicket. That's gone.
Just for those of you confused at home as to who that was Paresh Lahani. But you are correct, Paresh. That is gone. And another one back to the pavilion. Out, as we say in the box. And of all the fielders to take on, Sandeep Jora was not the one. I'll tell you why. He's known. He's one of the best fielders anywhere here in this country, and that was great athletic work. Reminded me a little bit of that Temba Bavuma one famously from the Test match, because he's picking up very low to his right and he's not going to a full then normal throwing position. He's not underarming it, he's flinging it almost sidearm with the body position sideways. It's actually a very difficult skill that usually you end up throwing it off miles to your right if you're a right-hander or left if you're a left-hander, but he's picked it up, thrown back against his body right over the top. And a good piece of glove work from Irie ensures the 7th wicket's fallen.
Yeah, Push Sports Delhi are now in deep trouble. 7 down. Just for 53. This is the 13th over.
Into the leg side. Oh, it's another mix-up. Oh, but a disastrous throw. He's fallen over. This could have been number 8.
Yes, exactly. It would have been another run out. Silly run out. I think there was a single there. Oh, he slipped and couldn't throw the ball quickly. Just rolled it. Again, a dot ball by Rotella. Bowling very well here. His 3rd over, 10 for 1.
Good bowling this, and the Delhi innings has just gone nowhere, is it? Disastrous stuff. Ended the 13th. We'll have a commentary change. A bit of fond farewell to Paresh Lahani. And after 13 overs with the score at 53 for 7, well, welcome back, Johnny Barrett. cut away. Going to be no run there. Johnny, when you left the commentary at the 7th over, the score was somewhere like 38 for 2, I believe. Somehow, it's all of a sudden 53 for 7. What's happened?
Yeah, it's a bit of a collapse, isn't it? It's a combination of poor choices, a couple of, well, some very dodgy running as well in the piece. It's ended up as a bit of a mess so far.
Into the 14th over. Just wonder, can Pushport Delhi even bat out their innings now, Johnny, whether or not they'll be able to take things deep enough. Strange old spell as well, wasn't it, for Boone Karki? Didn't start out too well, but closed it out beautifully to pick up 4 wickets.
7.
Yeah, 4 for 23. Very impressive. Nice economy rate as well. It's gone pretty nicely in this competition with the ball.
And there goes another one. This Pushports Delhi innings is resembling a house of cards, and it's coming tumbling down. 8 wickets have gone for 54 runs, and another one goes to a left-arm spinner. This time, the first for Bipin Khatri.
Yeah, there we go, just walking around a straight one. Not a shot he'll look back on with any great pride. And, well, this campaign, Pushports Delhi, well, the wheels are starting to come off in this 5th and 6th playoff bowl match here. Yeah, it just doesn't get, ends up Yorkie himself, really. Skipping down the track. Ending up in a spot of bother. 54 for 8.
So yeah, just 2 good deliveries is what the Armed Police Force are going to be thinking. If they can find a way through numbers 9, 10 and Jack, they could be chasing down a pretty paltry total. And for Pushports Delhi, it's just all gone wrong, isn't it? It was 37 for 1, things are going swimmingly. They've lost 8 wickets or 7 wickets for 17 runs.
Yeah, they've been pretty competitive through the course of this competition. Just a game too far for this bunch of highly talented youngsters.
Yeah, it's been a really poor effort. Keeper's going to come up to the stumps and put additional pressure, and the batter will, as a consequence, go back deeper in his crease. And he's driven back to the bowler. Not too sure where it's all gone wrong here. Obviously the run-outs never do help. I've seen plenty of those in this event. Left-arm spinners and run-outs aplenty. They're in real trouble of being bowled out well inside their 20 overs.
Yeah, 37 for 2, 54 for 8. That's quite a subside, isn't it? 17 runs and 6 wickets in that time. guess the one big hope is that we have seen some fairly critical partnerships down the bottom of the order through the course of this tournament. It's going to take a couple here, isn't it, to get something competitive up and over 110, 120 territory. Stuff of dreams.
Well, that's a poor delivery. That's a freebie, but there is a man out at deep square leg, so it'll just be a single. Gets us to the end of the 15th. The quarter of the first innings remains in terms of the number of overs. It's 56 for 8.
Yeah, the scorecard is stuff of nightmares, really. Jane at the top of the order with 33 or 26. And otherwise, well, it's almost your WhatsApp number there, Andrew, isn't it? A succession of low digits.
Johnny, I've spoken to you. Don't give that out on air. It could be carnage if that one goes out on air again. Caused many a drama to change the number the last time.
Yeah, it is a horrible, ugly-looking card, it's safe to say. Can they get up to something workable? Not absolutely convinced they can.
Yeah, there's been a pretty poor effort with almost all the batters, and felt sorry for little Anindo Nahare, 15-year-old. At least he picked up one run today, but came into this tournament with such a big reputation. His time will come. He's just very young and he's very slight in stature still, so as he grows and gets bigger and stronger, he'll be able to get better and better.
Yeah, this is big boy stuff, isn't it? Playing an international tournament, lots of internationals on display. It's a massive step up, but the experience will be invaluable.
Oh, misfield by mid-wicket. That should have been stopped by Lakesh Bam, of all people, as well. He was an excellent fielder, so just a couple of late runs coming, just working the ball around. The Spartan Sparsh, he's been good with his left arm spin. Can he start to contribute with the bat?
He's got a top score of 16 in the tournament so far. Could use something along those lines here.
Yeah, it's kept a bit low that time. And Sparrow Bowl is petering out. It promised so much. The battle for fifth. But right now, I just think Push Sports Delhi are going to need something special from the Spartan, who's on strike. Oh, leading edge. Well, picked up at backward point, and that's more like it from Lokesh Bam. They won't go upstairs, despite Pradeep Airi demolishing the stumps. We get to the end of the 16th. It's 58 for 8.
Last 2 minutes. Better. Right, come on.
Nandan Yadav back into the attack, and he starts full and straight, and he'll be looking to just rattle out the tail here.
He's bowled nicely, Yadav, in this tournament so far. Best of 1 for 14 before this match. None for 10 off with 3.1s. He's been very economical at the top of the order. I like the way he's gone about his business.
Remarkable scorecard, isn't it? That 33 at the top, and then nothing more than 5. He's still got more than half of the runs cut away straight to the fielder. He's not going to take on the stumps. If they could somehow find their way up to 80, would it give their impressive spin attack something to bowl at?
Yeah. I mean, I think, we've seen a flurry of wickets, haven't we, through the course of the power plays in this tournament throughout. Anywhere between 80 and 100. There's always a wobble. Defending it, on the other hand, you've got to play some exceptional cricket.
Hit into the sky, and this is going to be taken. It's wicket number 9. It goes to Nandan Yadav. He's got his first of the day. Good reward for him. He's been so unfortunate in the tournament. He hasn't got the scale of wickets he would deserve. And that's another wicket gone, the 9th.
He just doesn't quite get a hold of it. Trying to bunt it down the ground. Doesn't get it wide enough either. And it's a very good diving catch by Yatendra Yadav. By Sandeep Jora, sorry. Terrific take.
Yeah, really good catch from an excellent fielder, Sandeep Jora. He's one of the few fielders who would have clung on to that. It wasn't easy. He actually got his feet in a bit of a tangle. But some breaking news from back your direction, Johnny. Joe Root has stepped down as England captain. England Test captain, obviously. He's not the ODI captain. That's the Irishman, Owen Morgan.
Yeah, he clung on after a very disappointing Ashes campaign, but the losing in the West Indies, they haven't won. They've won once, England and the West Indies since 1969. Extraordinarily terrible record, but that finished him off. The only problem for England, actually, is that who on earth do they select? I can't think of another guaranteed pick at the moment.
Only one man to do the job. Oh, mix up. Oh, no. We're not going to have a run out to end things. Oh! That was going to go on and hit the stumps, I reckon, as well. They won't appeal for obstructing the field because all the number 11 did was hold his line. And great work from Pradeep Pari, but it doesn't affect the 10th wicket.
Yeah. A little lucky. That ball was on its way. He was dead for all money, wasn't he? Yeah, as far as Root's concerned, I mean, people talk about Ben Stokes, the natural success, but Stokes has got some major injury problems at the moment. It's difficult to know at what stage we'll see him again, let alone whether he'll be back for the test matches.
We're coming into the era of finally bowlers being given the roles as captain. We had 30 years there of nonsense where they purely went with batters and batters alone. Batters aren't as deep thinkers as bowlers, in my opinion. It's actually a benefit. The thought process was, well, look, they're so busy thinking about their bowling, we'll give it to a batter who doesn't have to do much in the field. I actually think bowlers can make great captains. You think of Richie Benaud. You think of the late great Shane Warne, who was the greatest captain Australia never had on a permanent basis. You think of Pat Cummins, the job he's doing here now. And I reckon maybe it's the time for Stuart Broad to be given it almost, I'm not saying in an interim capacity, but he's probably got 2 or 3 good years left.
I think it's a really good point. I hate the idea of like this kind of caretaker role for Stuart Broad just because he's the tender age of 35, 36. He is a supremely fit athlete. And if he keeps himself fit, as he probably has got a couple of years left, you think. But I mean, bizarrely, of course, they left him and Anderson out of the tour to the West Indies.
Well, that has to be one of the great, terrible selections of all time.
Yeah, Strauss again. He was the one that finished Kevin Peterson off as well.
Some of them tried to justify it. Completely unjustifiable. If you want to win the Test series, which they do, it's a World Test Championship series. Remember, that's a gun arm from the deep, and Pradeep Irie whips the bails off in a flash, but he gets home for a couple, does a Spartan. If you want to win that Test series, why on earth would you leave your two best bowlers out from the last 20 years? Broad was outstanding towards the end of the Ashes. Anderson, I know he needs to be managed a bit. He might have only played 2 of the 3 Test matches. But they did all of that knowing that Mark Wood's elbow wasn't in a good way. I just think sometimes, even though much of the media came out against it, we can be guilty of arguing to the contrary purely for the sake of it. This wasn't one way or the other. This was cut and dry, terrible selection. And I think England deserved to lose that Test series to an impressive West Indian side.
Yeah, they did. And I mean, they continue to take the West Indies lightly. I mean, almost the narrative coming out of the ECB was that this was a slightly development tour. I mean, madness. They absolutely beat us off good and proper. They were 2-0 up in the series last time. And they in the series before when England won in St Lucia, but by that stage the series had gone.
Oh, the youngsters to the crease. I think he is going to be possibly in a bit of trouble here, but the umpire, I haven't seen him signal the third umpire yet. Maybe just a nod from Pradeep Irie that the youngster Harshvardhan Phogat got back. Did he?
I think this is tight because he topples. Be interesting to see the side angle of this one.
No, he does get back. That's very clever from Pradeep Irie as well. He just says to the umpire, no. He says, don't go up. I know. There's no one with a better view, really, than the wicketkeeper. That's why so often they're convinced as to whether it's out or not out. And usually they're right. That's beautifully bowled. This time, though, he says, do go upstairs. Because has he just drifted towards the line, the youngster? Is this the 10th wicket?
Yeah, this could be it. This looks a lot tighter. And all the body language suggests there's all sorts of trouble. I think this could be all done and dusted. We'll get a little glance in a second. Yeah, ball's okay. He's well behind the line, so can move safely on here. Here we go.
Oh, this is incredibly close. When the bails come off, look at that line. It's a thick white line. Out, out, out.
Gone, I think.
Back in, maybe there. So I think he's going to be gone here. The line belongs to the umpire. That the 10th wicket. And rather remarkably, no side in the tournament in a completed 20-over innings has made less than 76 here. We might be about to see Push Sports Delhi side bowled out for just 62.
It's out for me.
Just think you need to go back a couple of frames. Got to look when the bails come off. So the bails are on now. They're on there. And I don't think there's anything behind the line, so I think you're right, Johnny. Third umpire in our ears. What's he going to say? You want one more look?
Well, if that is the frame they go with, I think we're all done, aren't we? Yeah, there he goes.
Out, 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 the shout. And the Push Sports Delhi side in the penultimate game of the tournament, they've been rolled out, steamrolled out after a flying start. For just 62, would you believe it? And in the Barawa Bowl, the Armed Police Force are surely going to take fifth.
Yep, doesn't look enough to me. Just over toppling there. Lovely bit of keeping. Really is. I think we could have a very shortened affair in the second half of this game. Get a fairly early finish this evening before we go on, of course, to finals day, which all comes to you tomorrow, with the match starting at 11:30.
So, let's take a look at some of this action from the first innings. Here we go. Let's look at the batting highlights to start with. We're really only going to see one man here, and that's Aditya Jain. He made 33. Everyone else made bubkas.
Yeah, nice shot down the ground by Jain. He's had a good little tournament, actually. I've been quite impressed with the way he's gone about his business. He's got a good lap slog, a very strong straight as well. Yeah, all the boundaries came up from him, and just evaded the man, didn't he, on the edge of the circle. That was the moment.
Wait for this, Johnny, because after this boundary here from Aditya Jain, which was his 5th 4 to go alongside that one huge 6, in fact this one here was the 5th 4, sorry, there's no more highlights because no one else hit a boundary.
Yeah, that is that. And look at that card. I mean, I can't even... It's just awful viewing, isn't it? The second highest score is 5.
6.
Is it? Where's 6?
Sparsh.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, I've done
it.
him. I've done him at the bottom of the order. I do apologise, Mr. Sparsh.
In fact, technically, if we're going to be really pedantic, extras is a second highest score with 7.
Yeah, been very strong today, extras.
Our old friend Ernie Extras makes 7. 62 all out. A disastrous card. It looks more like Morse code than anything else. Let's take a look at the wickets. 10 of them fell, including a couple of runouts.
Yeah, this was the first one, and that was Anindo Naharai. Aditya Jain, unfortunately, goes on this occasion, trying to bunt it down the ground.
Really good catch that, wasn't it, though, from Sandeep Johra, who ran across excellently. That was the first LBW decision, which looked a bit touch and go. And what about this one of Mayank Gupta after the catch of Ishan Pandey, this LBW here?
Yeah, this was the big rattle onto the toe. He's got to count himself a little unlucky with that one because that's gone off a good piece of bat.
Yeah, there was that misfortune, and that almost sparked the collapse. Then there was this brilliant run out from... Oh no, this was a mix-up, sorry. We also had a brilliant run out. Rakesh Pandit was run out by Ayushman Bam, and then Mahesh Arora, he was run out by a sparkling bit of work from Sandeep Johra, who was excellent in the field. It's that little sidearm flick throw that was quick enough to allow Pradeep Airi whip the bails off, then a clean bowled, and to end it all, after this good catch again from Sandeep Johra, was a stumping from Pradeep Airi, and the end result is 62 all out. Great glove work from Pradeep Airi. He was just quick enough to rattle out the Push Sports Delhi. Coach Puru Singh's not going to be too happy with that. 4 for 23 for Bhuvan Karki, probably the pick of the bowlers, although his other left arm spinner Bipin Khatri was excellent with 2 for 7. And at the halfway stage of the Bardhawa Bowl, the 5th v 6th place playoff, surely the Armed Police Force are heavy favourites to take the win. It's going to be 63 they'll require. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all the action in about 5 to 10 minutes time. Do stay watching us live on AP1 HD.
Well, welcome back to the second half of this Push Sports Delhi versus Armed Police Force clash, the battle for 5th and 6th place. Well, the story of the day so far is the target is 63. The umpires are heading out.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here, just 62 made by Push Sports Delhi. The target is 63. And it's a very warm day. Not a warm day, but a hot day here in Pyrawa.
Yeah, just having a look at the Push Sports Delhi, their final game of the competition. They'll be particularly disappointed with the way in which they went about their business. Yes, the wind is causing havoc in the commentary box. It has to be said, a bit of a sandstorm going on here, but we will battle on. We will battle on. Yeah, the umpires taking their position out there. And, yeah, a bit of a horror show. Horrendous batting card, which we'll come to in a little bit. But Push Sports Delhi are taking the field of play. And it should be a relative doddle, you feel. 63 the target. So we will have to wait and see. The two men opening up will be Pradip Singh, the skipper, is coming out. Leading from the front is the skipper. There he is, wheeling his arms. Kept really nicely, actually. Some really handy glove work with a couple of those stumpings. Smart work for the run-outs as well. Push Sports Delhi will be, well, a bit chastened by that. I mean, a little bit unlucky today, but they've probably got them only themselves to blame. Ashman Bam is the other man that's opening up the batting.
Yeah, Pradeep Airi is also known as Boom Boom Airi, like Boom Boom Afridi. He has to play that innings like he used to play before and finish it rather quickly. Let's say under 10 overs.
Well, it'd be good to have a sparkling finish to this, actually. The quicker finish, the better, frankly. A few shots. 63 the target. And this highly impressive young man who's bowled a number of overs actually through the course of the game will be opening up from the pavilion end. But yeah, like a very confident bench, as you might imagine.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, nothing to lose for both the teams. This 5th and 6th place playoffs. There's no cash prize for this.
Yeah, no cash. No money for this one. Yeah. Ardavan Pogat, who bowled very nicely in that last game. Little off spinner. Oh, he's got one first ball. Fantastic stuff. Push down the leg side. Well, a wide has been given, but a wicket will be taken as well. Terrific stuff. It really was. What a lovely bit of, well, turn anyway, but very effective.
Yeah, Harshavardhan has been bowling well in this tournament. A rather very small kid, I must say.
Well, it's a hideous bit of batting, really. It's slung down the leg side as well. There wasn't really a great deal of cricket going for this, apart from the fabulous wicket-keeping from behind the stumps by Mrigank Patak, the skipper, who's done extremely well.
Yeah, he started off very well. I don't know what Pradeep Airi was trying to do their first ball.
Yeah, not a shot he's going to look back on with any great joy, it has to be said. Watch the ball, isn't it? That's the thing. As a captain, you've got so many things going on. You've got to marshal the troops, work out what your permutations, your batting lineup is. And then you get a little bit of quiet, go out there in the middle, and suddenly you're coming back again almost as quickly as you've gone out. Pure and BK is the next man in. Left-hander. And actually, Van Pogat will enjoy this. Turning the ball away from the left-hander. Battling against the breeze. Tossed up and just bunted into the offside. They'll get through for the first, well, actually the second run, of course, because there was a run off the first ball, because it was a wide, Paresh.
Yeah, it was a wide and a good stumping there. I don't know what the Pratipuri was trying to do. First ball that he faces is dancing down the track. The ball turned sharply, and it was a wide, but you get stumping for that.
Well, it's a wide, but it's definitely a wicket. Van Pogat, a young lad, I think, another 14-year-old. I'll check his numbers in a second. Defended on the offside. He's one of the academy graduates you suspect. Yeah, 14 and 301 days. You can see him going to England in this extraordinary tour that this Push 11 team are going on. Playing some of the most famous institutions in the world, let alone in England. Swung away on the onside, backward square through fine leg, and that will be a boundary. First of the piece, latched onto that straying delivery down the leg side.
Yeah, that was done very well by the batsman there. Ashman Bum waited for the ball and just, it was a flick and a pull. The joint shot he played for a boundary, beating the shot fine.
Yeah, played it pretty well. You know, with the off spinner, to be turning down in that direction. If you get anything straight, just need to get it behind square and beat the man in the circle. Again, just working into that gap, get through for a comfortable single. Eventually.
Yeah, that was nicely tucked down to the leg side for a single. The ball was turned and it went to his pads. Nicely done.
Yeah, so Paresh, what are your thoughts about this tournament overall? It's been a terrific spectacle, hasn't it? All the academy sides alongside the Nepal sides as well. But it's been a wonderful opportunity, hasn't it, for a lot of young players, a lot of international players as well, and the coverage that we've had some good crowds. It's been terrific fun.
Yeah, it has been a terrific tournament. The Fantasy Akara Pro Club Championship.
Change of angle. Driven. I'll run on the shot. Get home comfortably in the end. And just a reminder that the big final tomorrow is at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. 11:30 a.m. So do join us on AP1HD, of course, if you're out and about as well. VU Sports. 1 overdone. 7 for 1. Pogat. How many wickets has he got in this competition? I think it's his second. No, he's got 3. 2 for 17 is his best. He's got another one. 3 in the campaign so far. On air 11:15 tomorrow morning. So 11:30 is the final. And it's a big one. What a massive occasion that will be. The home side, CAR 11, taking on the Malaysian 11. Two sides who... biggest game ever at this ground here in Barawa. Promises to be a wonderful occasion. The climax of an amazing 8 days that we've had here. What an amazing fun. My first trip to Nepal. Hopefully I'll be invited back. Lots of nice messages, please. Or if you're sick of the sight of me, you can post that as well. That's only fair. 8 for 1 after 1. And it's... oh yes, Vishesh Sahora. He's gone quite nicely in this competition. 5 wickets, 5 for 60. 2 for 13 is best, averaging 12 with the ball. Punched off the back foot, only as far as backward point. Nice start from Sahora. Right arm round at the left-hander.
Yeah, it was punched really well, but couldn't get the gap straight to the fielder. Yeah, you have to be positive. You have to have positive intent.
Swing and a miss. Just pushing on the offside is Pure and BK. Lucky not to get a little tickle.
Only 55 runs required of 112 balls. This is the lowest total in the tournament so far.
Yeah, 76 the previous lowest. Short and slow. And what have we got? Over shoulder height. I think that's one for the over. Or one of the ones for the over. So a legal delivery. Tell you what, my hair is all over the shop. Got my big TV moment coming up for the presentations at the end of the game. Here is Zora. Down the leg side, another wide, a little careless first up.
Yeah, he wanted to bowl an out swing. That'll be an in swing for the left-hander, but bowls it a bit wide after the leg stump.
Soft hands. Laid down through third man. Another run will be added. In fact, they'll come back for two. That's sharp running. Really good running.
Yeah, the fielder down to the third man was very casual to get to the ball. And citing that, these two batsmen took the second run very quickly. Good running there.
Yes, it's been a funny old game, this one, so far. Not a classic, it's safe to say. Another punch into the covers. But no, I have to say, my first experience of Nepal, and well, it's just one of the most charming places I've been to on the planet. The generosity of spirit by the entire population, certainly people that I've come across, it's been magnificent. Swing and a miss outside the off stump. That'll be the end of the over. 52 required off 109 and 11 for 1 after 2. Yeah, I was just saying that the welcome I've had everywhere, the food and drink we've consumed, it's been just fantastic. I love the street sellers with their, what I thought was sugarcane juice, but it's something else actually that me and Andrew have a couple of glasses of that every evening. But no, and then also to be here for the Nepali New Year was just wonderful. 2076, am I right? No.
It's 2079.
2079! I'm never going to get that right, am I? 2079. I'm not sure I'm going to get there in real time. In UK time, 22 back home. Van Pogat again. What I've been impressed with this 14-year-old is he's prepared to give it a bit of air, isn't he, Paresh? 3 scalps so far in the tournament. It's done really well for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, he's bowling very well, giving so much of air, and the ball is turning so much. He's ripping the ball.
Oh. Slashed away outside the off stump. That'll run away. Bit of width offered. And latched onto by Ashman Bam. And dispatched.
Yeah, he really slashed to it. Got the outside edge, but the bat speed was so high, it went to the boundary over. Shot third for 4. Much needed for the armed police force.
Yeah, run squad under 50 now. Just 48 left. Air again, and a punch into a gap. Just be the single.
No matter what, if he get hits and everything, Harshavardhan will never stop giving air. We've seen that in the tournament so far.
Yeah, we have indeed. Might enjoy bowling to the left-hander. This young off-spinner. Change of angle. He'll pop himself round as well. Cutting into the gap. Cutting nicely. Get back for just a couple.
Yeah, that was done nicely, but I think he played a bit early. He should have waited for the ball. He would have definitely got that gap between shirt third and backward point.
Tossed up again. A big heave. And a miss.
He could have played inside out, short over extra. He played across the line.
Yeah, that's the play. Going with the turn. Very wide and going wider. Just needs to rein his control a touch, doesn't he? Needs to get it tight to that off peg. You really, I mean, to be honest, with the way it's turning, you want to be pitching on, don't you? But just drag that length back a touch as well. Eased into that onside. End of the over. 3 gone. 8 coming from it. 19 for 1. Just looking at that card. Harbhajan Pogat picked up a wicket with the first ball of the innings. And it'll be Pranay Sanjay Prasad. Will be into the attack. 3 wickets for 37 in the campaign, 2 for 19 is best. Tidy economy rate of 4.62 as well. And the batsman just taking a quick drink. And the umpires, well, he's probably got a table book this evening. He's quite keen to keep things going, understandably. 44 off 102 is the equation. But yeah, I just want to go back, Paresh, and talk about the kind of hospitality that we've had here. And a terrific event for the venue. And they've done a great job to stage it, haven't they? They really have.
Yes, absolutely, Johnny. The biggest event, club cricket, organized here at Pyrawa.
Yeah, not just that, but a terrific event, and of course to have the home side in the final really adds a weight of local expectation. A huge factor, I'd imagine, in terms of the crowds and all those associated with the club who will be here tomorrow. Be very proud, I'd imagine, see their side come through this campaign. And will they end up as the winners tomorrow? Bowling through, they'll go through for a sharp single.
Yeah, putting pressure on the fielder. He fumbles the ball and he ends up with an easy single. Now a left arm orthodox bowling to a left-hander.
Yeah, looking to turn the ball back into Pure and BK.
Yeah, it'll be easier for him, but he has to adjust the line and length to play shots.
Around the wicket. Oh, this might be tight with a direct hit. Oh, it would have been. It really would have been. Because Ashman Bam had took off, was halfway down, would have been in real trouble.
Yes, he was halfway down. Good early call by him, by the batter. Oh, he would have been gone if it was a direct hit.
Yeah, that would have been another careless moment. Just defended.
Are the armed police force going to play the whole 20 overs to chase 63?
Pressure, I'm hoping that's not in the script. Driven. Only as far as the man on the edge of the circle. Now the dot. 43 required. Oh, shot down the ground. Might be in trouble here. Oh, it's a good grab. It's a really good grab. Nice catch by Mayank Gupta. Holds on one low to the turf. And it's Puran BK who has to go.
Yeah, it was... the intent was right, but the execution was wrong. Second wicket down for armed police force. Just got the height, not the distance. And look at that. A very good catch taken there by Mayank Gupta. 20 for 2 now, armed police force. Yeah, Sumit Mahajan comes at the fall of Puran BK.
Well, they ticked away another one. That drama is going to need to continue, and continue very quickly. Not many sides defend 62 in these kind of leagues around the world. 43 required of 97 balls. Well, if you are here in the 20th over, I'm not sure either of us will still be awake, Prakash. And let's see. Pranay Prasad bowling through again. End of the over. After 4 gone, armed police force are 20 for 2.
So after like 2 balls, and then after 2 balls, I'll announce. So a quick change in the commentary box, and we've got a special guest coming along to join me, Andrew Leonard. We'll introduce him in just a moment, as this game, it really does veer only one direction unless we see a rush of wickets, and very nearly a third to fall. We'll introduce our guest in just 2 minutes, with lots going on here on the penultimate day of the Fantasy Attica Pro Club Championships. You can see why that one was given not out. And this is going to go upstairs. This could be tight. The Spursh has been impressive, Let's take a look. Is this the third wicket? Are the Armed Police Force somehow finding a way to throw this game away? It's just 63 they need, the lowest score in the tournament. Surely we're not going to have more drama here. The front foot is fine. Let's take a look from the side angle. Oh, there's just a fraction, just a heartbeat. Or maybe that foot is up just there. Oh no! That could be the key time. I'm glad I'm not a third umpire. Oh, it's very tight indeed. We're going to have to leave this one up to the third umpire. I'm going to get my listening ears on and find out whether or not this one is out or not out. Very tight, isn't it? It's marginal. Could see this one going either way. And I think it's going to be not out and probably the right decision. So that will give us the chance to finally introduce my guest commentator. We've seen a lot of him on the screen, but we haven't heard anything of his voice. So a warm welcome to Mr. Mangilal Sharma into the commentary box. Great to have you with us, Mangilal.
म आफ्नो 15 वर्षको उमेरमा नै क्रिकेट खेल्न थाले र तीनटा नेपालको नेशनल गेम पनि खेले मेरो लास्ट नेशनल गेम 2046 मा थियो त्यसपछि 2048 सालमा मेरो एम्पायरिङमा डेब्यू भएको थियो वीरगञ्जदेखि म एम्पायरिङ गर्न सुरु थाले र यो वैशाख 1 गते मेरो 30 साल एम्पायरिङको पूरा भएको छ त्यसको लागि मलाई धेरै खुसी नै लागिरहेछ धन्यवाद
Dandavad, how much have you enjoyed this tournament? How special has this tournament been here in Baroa?
This tournament is very enjoyed game, very big tournament. So I'm thanks for Amir Akhtar. So my invited this umpiring. So I'm very, very, very proud of
being involved. Yeah, Amir Akhtar, of course, the founder of Zara Sports International, who's been the brains behind this Fantasy Adaka Pro Club Championships, the inaugural Fantasy Adaka Pro Clubs Championships, and the standard of cricket's been really good on show. But if we bring the camera back to us here in the commentary box, we're going to ask another special man, the Cricket Association of Nepal board member, that's Mr. Dharmaraj Giri, to come into shot. He may just come across the camera for a moment. 30 years of umpiring. You can come on in, and there's a special token of love being presented here. 30 years and a handshake, and that's a lovely moment, and a round of applause, rightly so, and a good catch. You've still got the good hands in the commentary box. 30 years of umpiring. How proud are you?
मलाई धेरै नै खुसी लागिरहेछ यो यसमा मलाई इन्टरभ्यु दिन बोलाएकोमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद र 2009 सालमा 2009 अन्डर एससीसी ट्रफी आई एम invited to reserve umpire nominate. Last 13 years I am come back to big tournament. This tournament I am invited. So very, very, very thanks Mr. Amir Akhtar. I am very happy, very happy.
Do you still have many more years of umpiring in the future? Will you continue to umpire?
Yeah, I hope I am 100% umpiring performance. Biggest tournament. I hope next EPL September. I hope my umpiring nominate for Amir Akhtar.
This tournament, it's the biggest platform for these domestic club cricketers, but as you said, the Everest Premier League, this year, it's going to be the biggest Everest Premier League ever, and that's very exciting.
My dream, EPL tournament. My last dream, EPL tournament, umpiring invited. So I hope Amir Akhtar, please nominate to EPL 2079.
2079, of course, that's the year we're in here. It's Napoleon New Year. This tournament, has it been difficult to umpire with the ball turning so much?
This tournament, pitch is very big role. So slow motion bowlers very advantage. So low score game, very contest game. very, very, very good game. Malaysia, Bangladesh, UP11, Delhi, three Vibhagia team. I'm very happy. This tournament umpiring, enjoying the umpiring. Thank you.
So I've got a little few Nepali lessons. I'm learning my language. I know you're speaking my language, which is very kind, Mangilal. But Fis Bursa Umpiring Gusta Reo.
सुरुको इम्पायरिङमा हामीले त्यति ट्रेनिङ पनि पाएको थिएन, त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो इम्पायरिङमा केही धेरै कुराहरू माइनस पोइन्टहरू थियो। विगत 10 साल हामीले 10-15 वटा आइसिसी लेभलको ट्रेनिङ लिइसकेका थियौँ र इङ्ग्लिस मेरो कमजोर भएको हुनाले म अलि तल परेँ, नभए म पनि माथि हुन सक्थेँ। प्र्याक्टिकलमा हाम्रो धेरै राम्रो छ, तर थ्योरी एक्जाममा हामी धेरै तल परेको हुनाले हामी तल रहे, त्यही कारण हो। र यो विगत 10 सालमा क्रिकेट धेरै माथि आइसकेको छ, धेरै माथि आइसक्यो, हाई लेभलको। र यो टुर्नामेन्टमा पनि एकदम कम्पिटिसन भयो इम्पायरिङको पनि, कसले राम्रो 100% दिइरहेछ र हामी पनि यसमा पनि गइरहेछौँ 100मा 100% दिन। धन्यवाद।
And you've got great umpires to work with. I know Sanjay Gurung is organising rather than umpiring, but Vinay Kumar Jha and, like you said, Satyajit Sarkar, the match referee, you've got a great team of people.
Yeah. Sanjay Gurung, Satyajit Sarkar, Vinay Jha, Buddhi Pradhan, Durgana Subedi, Himal Giri, everything is all seniors umpire. So my cooperate all over in Empire.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Please answer in Nepali if easier.
Okay.
How much do you love the game? As this one's hammered down the ground, going to be one bounce. How much do you love the sport of cricket? How special is cricket? Do you love the game?
Yeah. I am very impressed this tournament. Very lovely game, very contested. Mr. Andrew, very, very thanks. So I am proud of you. Thanks, Mr. Andrew.
Thank you, Mangilal. Thank you for being here. Stay with us for just one more moment as well. The final thing I'd like to ask you before we let you go, as we see the boundary signalled and this chase going very well for the Armed Police Force. Yeah. For this tournament to be here in Bhairawa, the biggest tournament ever at this ground, it's beautiful to see the cricket played outside of Kathmandu as well.
Yeah. Very biggest tournament. This tournament I am very careful umpiring. So my boundary line is chest height. So I'm just Alamdar.
Is he your favourite umpire of all time? Alim Dar.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the best umpire of all time. And the job you have, it's not easy.
No, easy. Very, very, very hard job. This umpiring very hard. Thankless job, umpires.
Thankless job. Sometimes players get angry and upset. Finally, before we let you go, we'll let you go, and Paresh will come and replace you. Your Umtima Kebana Chayanunsa.
Last my word. Thank you, Pro Cup. Thank you, Pro Cup. And thank you, Amir Akhtar. Hardly thank you, Amir Akhtar. So this tournament I invited. So thanks God. Big time this tournament. Biggest tournament my empire can nominate. So I'm thank you.
Well, from all of us, there's a huge congratulations, not just for your performances in this tournament, but throughout the last 30 years. Dandavad.
Thank you.
So that's going to be a lovely way to round out the 7th over. Thank you so much to Mangilal Sharma, one of the great gentleman umpires of the game here. 30 years, would you believe it? And as Paresh Lahani rejoins me in the commentary box, he's a bit of a legend of local umpiring. 30 years he's been standing for. Let's hope he can keep going for another 30.
Yes, let's hope so. He's done a very good job for cricket in Nepal. And let's look at the bowling card. Pranay Prasad, 2 overs, 2 runs, a wicket. Vishes are 1 over 3 runs. Harshavardhan 2 over 16 for 1. And Sparsh 2 over 6 runs for no wicket. Armed Police Force, they are 27 for 2 after 7. Chasing a very mere total of 63.
Come on then, Paresh. You've done nothing but sit on the fence the entire week. Are the Armed Police Force going to win this game?
Definitely.
Okay, there we go. You're 100% certain. I'd like to hear that. It's the Bardawa Bowl. It's the big 5th place clash. Who's going to take 5th? As soon as this game's done, all eyes are on the grand final. Super Saturday, 11:30 a.m. It's going to kick off earlier than originally advertised. We're going to get things going early because we're going to have a big celebration of what's been a great tournament after. And the grand final of the Fancy Akara Pro Club Championships, 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to be live on air here on AP1 HD, live at 11:15 a.m. with me, Andrew Leonard, Paresh Tony Lahani, with Johnny Barron. We've got Appy the dog. He'll be coming back on air as well tomorrow. The whole backroom team, Yopesh, everyone who's worked so hard, the cameramen who are somehow not blown away like Mary Poppins. Don't go anywhere else in the world. 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. It's the grand final and it's Super Saturday. This one's clubbed down the ground. We're going to get there quicker and quicker, let's hope. That's 1 bounce 4. This game could end in a hurry. A good strike down the ground for 4 runs.
Yeah, you should have that kind of intent, positive intent. The batters, please don't take the whole 20 overs to chase this.
Well, it's the youngster, isn't it? Young Anindo Nahare with his part-time leg breaks. Oh, and he's got some good turn, and he's got a wicket! Love that! The youngster, he hasn't got many runs. In fact, he's only got 1. But the part-time leg spinner has a moment to savour here on global television. He's 15 years of age. He's got a wicket, and it's the 3rd to fall.
Yeah, it was short. Didn't bounce that much. But I don't know what kind of shot was that.
It was beautifully bowled. That's what it was. There was drift in, there was turn away, all the ingredients you want as a young leg spinner. And with the experience of Isham Pandey, he was never going to drop the catch at mid-wicket. And isn't that magic for it to be 15 years of age on global television and take a wicket, clip it up, you'll never forget it. You've dismissed Maharjan for 11 and the score 31 for 3.
Margin.
Special moment for the youngster. Really was. Love to see a young leggy get given a chance as well. Lokesh Bam to the crease. And now, if he could pick up another wicket, he'll add an international scalp to his list. I kept a list when I was a young child as a leg spinner. Everyone I got out, I wrote them up in a book. Owen Morgan, in you go. Kevin O'Brien, in you go. William Porterfield, in you go. Gary Wilson, in you go. John, they're all in there. Tell you who else is in there. Michael Clark is in there. Wrote him up in the book with a beauty. Drift, dip, turn away. Can this youngster, can he add an international to his list? Lokesh Bam, that'd be a good one for the scrapbook.
Yes, it will definitely have a young 15-year-old. Couldn't do much with the bat, but he's doing very well with the ball at the moment. Just 32 required now.
Oh, nicely tossed up, and so nearly hit towards Isham Pandey again. It could have been a second wicket in the over. Instead, it's going to be 4. Puru Singh doesn't look too happy watching on. And this game is tilting towards the Armed Police Force with that boundary.
All happening in this 5th place playoff. Nothing to lose for both the teams. But a win, being 5th in the 8 teams, would be good.
He's got a nice little action now, right? Gets good turn on his leg breaks. Oh, beautifully bowled, tossed up and swept away. Protection out there will just be a single. Nothing wrong with the action at all. A little bit off the wrong foot. His arm action comes very high, but he does turn it. And he's landed them pretty nicely for 15 years of age.
Yeah, he will keep on learning. When the days goes by, we might see him in IPL in another 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, who knows? Down the leg side. He'll have to re-bowl that one. Just check who's on strike there. Apologies, that's Irishman Bam at the crease. Oh, beautifully bowled. It's a good finish to the over. He's picked up a wicket. He may have gone for 10 runs, but it contained a moment he'll never forget. 8 gone. It's 37 for 3. Do you want to hear more names on my list, Paresh?
Yeah, please go on.
Okay, well, I'll tell you one who's not on the list before we start. Might have told you this one before. Well, Paresh isn't on the list, that's true, although I've never bowled to you, so it's difficult to get on the list if you've never faced a ball. Let's get out in the middle tomorrow evening after the game. I reckon a 6-ball challenge could be the order of the day. All I need is an over.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 over. I reckon I'll roll you out, particularly on these wickets. I'll fancy my chances. I'll tell you one who's not on the list for me. I might have told you this story before. Dimitri Mascarenhas. Do you remember him, the former English all-rounder? Well, he hit me once, not for 20 in an over, not for 30, not for 36. He hit me for 41 runs in an over once. I was 15 years of age, a little bit like young and Indo Nahare. It was a charity game between Hampshire against Ventnor down in the Isle of Wight, and we were playing a precursor to T20 cricket called Cricket Max, which was the brainchild of the late great Martin Crowe from New Zealand. And it was 2 10-over-a-side innings to make almost a mini test match, a mini T20, but there was markers between long on and long off that if you hit the ball through you scored double, but only if it was a boundary, a 4 or a 6. And Dimitri Mascarenhas hit me for 3 straight 6s to cost 36. Then he hit me for a normal 4, then he got a single, and then I took a wicket. So I took 1 for 41 in the over, and I went off to the boundary with tears in my eyes as a young 15-year-old. But I was ever the better for the appearance, and he was lovely after the game. He came over, he posed for a photo, and he put an arm around my shoulder. We were teammates at Hampshire. He's a great man, Dimitri Mascarenhas. He's a great man. Great friend of Shane Warren's. He was beyond gutted that Shane Warren came to that tragic demise at the age of just 52, but whenever you think you have it bad, someone will always have it worse. I'm sure someone's been hit for 42 and an over, haven't they?
I don't think so. But thank you very much, Lenny, to have shared that story once again.
I know, 41 runs in an over. So much for that list of bowlers who've gone for 36. I went well past that. I was only 15. It was absolute carnage. The ground. Oh, he's got to get back, and he's got to get back quickly. He will. Armed Police Force just having a few jitters in the 9th over. 40 for 3. That cameraman out at deep mid-wicket is literally playing a miraculous role of somehow not blowing away right now. The wind is getting ever stronger. This is going to be a difficult chance. Oh no! He never looked settled under it. The wind blew it everywhere, and it's veered away for 4. He's ended up not getting a hand on it. What could have been the 4th wicket is a boundary 4 that gets the Armed Police Force ever closer.
Yeah, I think the wind blew the ball away from him. That is why he couldn't judge the ball properly. Let's look at the replay. Yeah, he was rightly coming under the ball, but the ball went away from him because of the wind, blowing wind from left to right. And Armed Police Force moves to 44, only 19 needed now for victory.
Yeah, 9 overs gone, 44 for 3. Now come on, young and Indo Nahare. Bury my demons of Dimitri Mascarenhas smashing me everywhere as a 15-year-old leg spinner, and rattle out Lokesh Bam. Look at this man up here though. This mid-wicket man How he's not taken off into Barrow Airport, I don't know. That plastic chair, it's stuck there due to the wind. Miraculous stuff. Here he, look, he's back down. He could go any second, couldn't he? He really could. Heroic work out there and deserving his bit of TV time. The AP1 HD crew, I think there's a few people just clinging on to their sanity by a very fine margin out back right now. Here comes the switch hit. Oh, come on, Anindo, give me 2 for, give me 3 for. That's what I want from you. How's he not taking off, Paresh?
I think he's taped down to the chair.
Oh, big appeal! He's got him! That's number 2 for Nahare! The youngster does it again! And the leg spinner of dreams. Where's he been all tournament? 2 for him. Let's make it 5 and take this game back to Delhi.
Yeah, it's bowling very well, the 15-year-old. Yeah, Andrew is very excited with the leg spinner here. Now 4 down for Armed Police Force.
It's a beautiful leg break. It's tossed up teasingly. He's gone to cut it. The outside edge, a great piece of glove work. He knows. So does the umpire. That's number 2 for the 15-year-old. We'll have a drinks break. It's all happening here. This game's back in the balance. It's 44 for 4.
I don't think so, Andrew. It's not back in the balance, but Armed Police Force will definitely win this match.
It's game on, Tony.
It's just 19 needed now.
We'll have a drinks break and a break in the commentary box. But he's got an international scalp to his name, that of Lokesh Bam. All the 4s, 44 for 4. So 4 down, and rather remarkably, Paresh, 2 of the wickets have gone to a 15-year-old leg spinner who's yet to bowl in the tournament. I have to ask the captain of this Push Sports Delhi side, Vigank Pathak, where has he been? It's a spinner's dream of a wicket. Why hasn't he been bowling?
Yeah, you better ask that to the captain and the coach as well. Sundeep Zora, the new batsman in.
Let's stick another international on the list. Put him into his little black book. Write up those names, Young and Indo Nahare. You've already got 1 international in there. Oh, down the leg side this time. That's a wide. Doesn't have much to work with here. 18 to win. Imagine he put 2 internationals into that little black book. Bam and Jura. Oh, nicely bowled again. Turn away from the right-hander.
Yes, bowling beautifully. And Indo.
Oh, that one just skidded on a bit as well. A bit of natural variation. A very good control of his leg breaks for someone so young. He obviously doesn't have the pace yet. They're quite slow through the air, but there's nothing wrong with that on this surface in particular.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's so young, 15-year-old. He doesn't have that pace to work with because of his body. because of the shoulder.
He's still growing. He'll get bigger and stronger, but the fundamentals of his leg breaks are very nice. Here he comes. Right on the money. Powerful sweep shot. And it's found the gap. In fact, it's gone all the way. That's really well struck. What a good over it was up until that. But he's been smashed away for a maximum. It'll get us to the halfway stage of the chase in terms of overs, but not in terms of runs. They're within touching distance now. 10 to win.
Yes, 77th six of the tournament. And I think that's very remarkable, seeing the wicket, the slow turning wicket. And that was pretty well hit by Sundeep Zora. Ayushman Bum still at the crease. Only 10 needed of the last 10 overs.
So 10 to win. Could be 2 shots, or there could be some late twists, who knows. I think the Spartan's going to continue. There's a sparsh right on the money. Quick single run, 9 to win now, single figures. And you'd have to say the Armed Police Force, they've been good value for 5th in this Barrow Bowl. They've deserved the win today.
Yes, they surely did. Never came off. Just had one win in the league stages.
Right on the money.
That was very well bowled by Spursh. The ball drifting in and sharp turn. No clue for the batsman.
Right on the money from Spartan. He's generally bowled pretty well this tournament. What do you think?
Yes, he has. He has bowled very well in this tournament.
Back of a length and just punched into the offside. For the Armed Police Force, they're not necessarily going to want to end it in a hurry. They'll just want to make sure they get over the line. Don't want another wobble. We've seen all sorts of drama at different points of this tournament. Ayushman Bam will want to not out. Or round arm, all beautifully bowled.
Yes, that was beautifully bowled. A round arm, a bit flatter, and the turn was vicious.
Yeah, you'd suspect that the Delhi side are going to be a little disappointed with their efforts today, primarily with the bat. They fought pretty hard with the ball here. Oh, that has turned more sharply than any delivery we've seen in the entire tournament. Play that one, because it's gone at almost a 90-degree angle. Have a look at this. A pat down to the wicket required. This is ragged.
Look at the turn. It took a dust away from the pitch.
Well, just as well the first slip was in place, because otherwise surely would have run away for 4 boys. The skipper, Pathak's done pretty well to get even just a semblance of a glove. Look at this. Boing! Right out there. Just gone like an absolute trampoline to the sideline, isn't it? Very difficult to play that. And it's not going to be the young 15-year-old to continue, which is a bit of a shame. I'd love to have seen him at one more over to have a chance to get another international wicket. Instead, they'll go to another one of their left-arm spinners. Pranay Prasad will come in, or Prasad even will come in and through and around the wicket. Starts right on the money. It's 9 to win. Time to get it done.
Yeah, 9 to win. Just hit one over the bowler's head for a 6.
I know know for a fact, Paresh, if you were out there, this would be all over in 2 deliveries.
Absolutely.
You'd be out there, you'd say, right, 1 over cow corner will do, and then I'll go back and across and cut the short one that will come from the next delivery. Bang, bang, and done. That's what you'd be thinking now, Paresh Lahani. Instead, these two are just nudging it around. Now, they should get at least a single. They won't take the second because it's a left-handed fielder.
Yes, again, getting a vicious turn. Just 8 needed now. 2 boundaries will do the trick.
Eight runs to win. That's all it is. 2 fours. I think this is going to be very close indeed. Wow, the bowler was convinced. Instead, there's going to be a leg bye to the total. Unless the umpire decides there's bat involved, which he doesn't. Why has this one been given not out, Paresh?
Well, we'll have to see the replay. Marginal. Is he hit outside the line of off stump? That's the question. I think the umpire thought that.
I think that looked incredibly adjacent. I think it skidded on with the arm. It didn't turn. Not too sure. Seven to win. These two still taking their time to complete the task.
Come on, lads. Don't take the whole 20 overs to score 7 runs, man. Just finish it already. 2 fours.
Yeah, 2 boundaries would do it. Even a 6 and a single would knock things off. Tossed up and left alone. No stroke attempted and a dot ball.
Are they taking this down to the wire, the armed police force?
I think Bam is looking for red ink. He's looking for the not out. Doesn't want to give it away and just squeeze a single, but that means he'll keep the strike. And with 12 overs gone, the score is 57 for 4. So that is the stage of the Barawa Cricket Stadium that is going to host the grand final. It's Super Saturday tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. live on AP1 HD here in Nepal and around the world on View Sports. That is where you've got to be for Super Saturday at 11:30 a.m. If you're in the Barawa region, in fact anywhere in the Lumbini province, why don't you come on down? Admission is free. You can come in and sit in one of the Fantasy Attica pavilions and enjoy the action in person. And with the game starting a little earlier, I think it's a pretty good decision, Paresh, because hopefully the temperatures won't be as hot. Hottest part of the day here, 42 degrees. Tail end of the final match of the 5th v 6th. Very hot, oppressively hot. And it's all eyes in the final tomorrow. What a finish we have in store.
Yes, Vishesh Sahara is into the attack. Handy medium pacer.
Bam is determined to get that red ink, isn't he? And it's just 5 to win now. Could Jora finish it with a flourish?
They better finish this within this over. 5 balls remaining, 5 runs in this over.
I think that's just going to be a boundary for, and big cheers, particularly at the ground here. The scores are tied. It's 1 to win. This game is nearly done.
the replay. Beautifully played that to the extra cover boundary for 4 runs.
The scores, they're tied. The Barawa Bowl is all over. It's going to be a wide that'll do it. And it's a win by 6 wickets for the Armed Police Force, who've got it done and taken 5th place, albeit with an extra to seal it. And that is going to be that. It might have been a triumph for the side from India in the 3rd place playoff, but in the 5th v 6th match, it's gone the way of the home side, and the Armed Police Force have at least finished their tournament with 2 wins to find that magical 5th spot.
Yeah, it's a very magical spot, 5th spot. Handshakes all around there.
It's been hot, it's been tough work for everyone involved in this 5th v 6 playoff place match, but the Armed Police Force, they've got it done. For the Push Sports Delhi, they should be very proud of their tournament. They've been excellent. They won 2 games in the group stages, but they couldn't find their way through. And that young man, 15 years of age, remember his name, 2 wickets with his leg breaks in Indo Nahare, moments he'll never forget. And they depart the big TV stage with their heads held very high.
Yes, absolutely. And the Push Sports Delhi, they played very well. They fought very well in this tournament. Today was a bad day for them.
Yeah, warm handshakes between everyone. Nandan Yadav, he's had a good tournament. Hasn't picked up anything like the number of wickets that he deserved. And with the sun setting on the penultimate day of the tournament, all eyes now go ahead to the grand final. And that grand final is going to be quite the game.
Yeah, we can see the captain, Pradeep Bairi.
Let's take a look at the wickets as Pradeep Bairi ends with a win. 4 to fall. The first one was the skipper himself. Bit of a shambles of a dismissal, really. And then this one was caught down at long on, a simple catch held just inches off the turf. And then 2 wickets for the young leg spinner. The first one chipped up to mid-wicket, and then an international one to his name, because he dismissed Lokesh Bam, which was 15 years of age, with a nice leg break that turned and bounced and through to the keeper. There are the 4 wickets to fall. Two for Nahare, 1 for Prasad, and 1 for Fogat. There were the 4 wickets to fall. What about the runs? We'll take a look at the best batting in this innings. There's plenty of contributions. Ayushman Bam, he ended up not out. He'll be pretty pleased with that red ink. It was a pretty simple chase, to be honest. The lowest score of the tournament was never going to prove a challenge for the Armed Police Force, and it hasn't, because they've won by 6 wickets with 46 balls remaining, and 3 boundaries for Bam in his 21, 2 for Sumit Maharjan, 1 for Lokesh Bam, and then a 6 and a 4 for Sandeep Jura, including this one through the leg side. Big 6 came off that sweep shot, didn't it? That was fortunate over the offside. It run away off the turf after the misfield. Drop catch attempt in the deep. That was the swept 6. Big hit off the young leg spinner. And then the winning moments came shortly after that glorious cover drive from Sandeep Jura, who ended with 12 not out. So that's the tail of the tape. They won by 6 wickets pretty comfortably in the end. Pradeep Bairi, he fell for a duck, didn't he? Wasn't even from his first ball, because it was off a wide. How do you get out without facing a ball? That's pretty bizarre stuff. Duck without facing, that's a pretty bad day in my book. I know of golden ducks and platinum ducks. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a A what?
Probably a ruby duck.
Oh, a ruby duck. That's a good point, yeah. So, the Armed Police Force, they've won by 6 wickets. And all that remains for this Bairoa Bowl for the 5th v 6th place game is to get down to Johnny Barron for the post-match presentation.
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, well, it's presentation time for the penultimate match and the penultimate day of the Fancy Akala Pro Club Championship here in Bairoa. And the match result of this 5th and 6th playoff was that the Pushports Delhi were beaten by the Armed Police Force, who chased down 63 with 6 wickets in hand. Just before we move on with the presentations, I'd like to thank our partners. Firstly, our title sponsor, Fancy Akala, our co-sponsors, Dapper News, our payment partner, AVR Pay, our internet partner, Vianet, and of course our airlines partner, Yeti Airlines. First of all, let's chat to the losing captain, Mrugank Patak. Mrugank, thanks for joining us. It wasn't quite to be in the final game, but it's been a fantastic opportunity and event for your young team.
Yeah, there was quite to learn from all the international players. There were 2 international sides, and almost 95% of the players were international players. So yeah, we got quite learned a lot. So, yeah.
Did you really enjoy the experience?
Yeah, and I would really like to thank the Cricket Association of Rupendehi and of Nepal for having us here and for giving us the chance to play with all these players.
And do you think your boys will benefit from the experience?
Yeah, obviously they were, as you can see, they were a lot of young boys, so it was a nice experience for them, and for us also. We learned a lot from this.
Mrugank, thank you very much indeed, and thank you very much for all the tournament play you've had through the course of this wonderful event. Thank you. Next up, let's invite our winning captain, Pradeep Ari from the Armed Police Force. Pradeep, good to have you up here. Nice, confident win to finish.
Yeah, last 2 games we guys have played up brilliantly. Today we ball brilliantly, and fielding side is our top class today in today's match. So we get low total and comfortably we win.
You must be happy. And have you enjoyed playing the tournament as a whole?
Yeah, we really enjoyed here in Bairoa. Main thing, everyone gets chance. You know, everyone get their potential to show in this field, in this kinds of tournament. If this kinds of tournament will help to boost young player and experienced player, as well as to come back in the side.
Pradeep, thank you very much indeed, and thank you again for all the performances your young chargers have put in through the course of this tournament. It's man of the match time, and I'd like to welcome up our special guest, which is Dheeraj Aderi, who is the Vice President of the CAR, the Home Association here. Dheeraj, you're very welcome. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for all the support of the CAR for this wonderful event. And our man of match contenders are as follows. In 4th, with a couple of wickets with his lovely leg spin, haven't seen that before through the course of the tournament, Anindo Naharai. Well done, Anindo. And also in 3rd, I should say, Aditya Jain with his 33 off 26, a lovely bit of batting for him. And in 2nd, Bipin Khatri with 2 for 7, but out front is our #1 player today with figures of 4 for 23, Bhuvan Karki. Well done, Bhuvan. If you'd like to pose for MOTM photos. Bowled extremely well. Bhuvan, very well bowled. You must be really happy with the way you bowled today.
Yeah, I'm very happy way I bowled today. Thank you very much for my team, to all team members and organizers, everyone.
Thank you. And also, you bowled very well through the course of the tournament. You've really enjoyed the conditions here.
Yeah. Actually, I enjoy the condition, but this kind you want. This kind of wicket, you doesn't on a higher level. This is a enjoy a lot of this kind of wicket as a spinner.
Yes, understandably. And it's been a wonderful event.
Very wonderful event. This kind of tournament, if we held this kind of tournament, players should be a very good opportunity. Everyone, that's like.
Fantastic indeed, and wonderful words there from our man of the match, Bhuvan Karki. Bhuvan, thank you very much indeed. And that will, Bhuvan, actually stay here for a couple of photos, but that concludes the presentations down here. We're all done. Back upstairs to Andrew.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny, and that's going to round it up for the penultimate day of the tournament. Of course, the Armed Police Force, they've taken 5th place with a pretty comfortable victory, chasing down the lowest total of the tournament. All eyes now on tomorrow, that fantastic Super Saturday clash between the Malaysia 11, who are taking on the home side, the Cricket Association of Rupendahe 11. There's the confirmation of it. It's going to be at 11:30 a.m. A reminder, one more time, it's a change to the start time, 11:30 a.m. for the grand final of this Fantasy Attica Pro Club Championships. And we are going to be live with you from 11:15 a.m. Make sure you come and join us for every ball of that grand final. We're going to be leaving you with the highlights. Keep watching AP1 HD live.